The old woman grabbed my arm so hard it left a mark. She just pointed at the pot. Inside it, something small and brown was floating in the soup. It had tiny hands. 5 fingers, just like mine. I was 7 years old. My name is Emeka. I grew up in Awka, in Anambra State. My grandmother, Mama Chioma, never explained things twice. But there was one thing she came back to often, the monkey. Not to eat it. Never to eat it. I did not understand why. Other people bought and ate monkey at the market without any problem. But not us. Not Awka people. The first time I asked Mama Chioma why, she looked at me the way she looked at a dirty floor. We do not eat it, she said. That was all. The story, as I gathered it over the years, started a long time ago. When Awka was still known as a town of blacksmiths, people who made iron tools, who traveled far and were respected because of what their hands could do. Back then, Awka had a powerful deity. The priests who served him were the ones who kept knowledge of what could and could not be done. And the monkey, they said, was not just an animal. An old man named Papa Is told me this part. He was nearly 90. He said that in his grandfather's time, a man from Awka traveled for trade, sat with strangers, and ate their food without asking what was in it. It was monkey. He came back and told no one. Weeks later, his son got sick. His daughter too. His wife began talking to things that were not there. Edibia told him what he had done wrong was not just an accident. It was a breaking of something old. The monkey, in Awka belief, carried a connection to the ancestors. Its hands, its face, the way it watched you, the elders said there was a time when the boundary between people and those creatures was not as clear as it is now. To eat one was to cross into a world you should not enter. My uncle, who studied history, added another layer. He said the Awka people, because they traveled widely as blacksmiths, developed strict codes about what could and could not be touched. The monkey was off limits for spiritual reasons, but also because the elders had noticed, long before any scientists confirmed it, that monkeys sometimes carried things that made people sick. He said, "Your grandmother doesn't know the science. But she knows the result." The people who figured things out first were not always doctors. They were just people who paid attention long enough. A taboo with a practical reason quietly sitting inside it. The two things together. When I was 14, a boy at school offered me smoked meat during break. Before I could think, I heard Mama Chioma's voice in my head, not her words, just the sound of her voice, low and certain. I said no. She had been dead for 2 years by then. And yet she stopped my hand. That is what a real tradition feels like from the inside. It does not feel like religion or law. It feels like instinct. Something you do not question because it has become part of how you are made. The last time I went back to Awka, a younger cousin, maybe 10 years old, looked at the pot of pepper soup and asked what kind of meat was inside. His mother, without looking up from her phone, said, "Goat. Not monkey. We don't eat that." The boy nodded and reached for his bowl. He did not ask why. He did not need to yet. Someday he will ask. And someone will sit with him and begin to gather the pieces together. That is how it continues.